Hi, my name is Tiffany Godfrey, and thank you for tuning in to CommittedWife.com. Today, I want to talk about one word, and that word is submission. Whew, that is a word that many of us cringe at. But the bottom line is the Bible says, wives, submit to your husbands. There's no gray area, it's just black and white. It simply says submit. And I think a lot of times we're afraid to do that within our marriage because we don't have a good understanding of submission. And submission is basically coming under subjection to the one in authority over you. And on that day that you said, I do, you told God that you were going to allow your husband to love and lead you. Now, I know a lot of times it may not seem like he's doing the best or the way you want it to be, but the bottom line is submitting is God's way. Now, I'm not going to sit here and preach to you. I'm going to tell you about what I experienced this week. I got a little fleshly this week. I just did not agree with everything my husband told me to do. And in a lot of cases, I questioned him. And then I went to a marriage ministry at my church, and they talked about submission. And they talked about the importance of how submission does not necessarily mean agreement. It just means you are going to follow what that man has said. Now, it's not to say that you just become a doormat or any of that. I think you should really study the word submission. It really means just coming under subjection of an individual who's the head of you as he follows God. Now, if he's not following God, you need to get in prayer. Go in prayer. But I can definitely say my husband is following God, although I don't always agree with everything he says, and he does give me that opportunity to express my thoughts. My job as a wife is to still submit to what he is telling me to do, because not that I trust in him, but I trust the God in him. And when there are some things that I don't agree with, I pray about it, get in the presence of God, and we talk about it. But the bottom line is he has the final say. Now, we could go on, and I could argue with you about why my way is better or your way is better than your husband's. But the bottom line is the Bible tells us to submit. Now, if there are questions, God is so good that he gives us information. And I'll tell you where I learned about submission. I actually went to the marriage conference, and we are watching a series on the art of marriage. And actually there's a link on my site, and if you click there are a lot of churches in your area that are probably doing some programs on the art of marriage, and they just talk about so many different things, including submission. So I want to encourage you, my sister, because submission is really going to be the only way that your marriage can really work. Don't worry about what your husband is doing or not doing, but do your part, because that's what I'm learning. If I do my part, then God will do his part and deal with my husband whatever way he needs to be dealt with. So I want to encourage you, my sister, and I'd love to get some comments on the submission thing, because I know a lot can be said about it, good, bad, wrong, or right, or indifferent. So I'd love to hear from you, but I just want to encourage you, my sister, because sometimes it's a struggle for me, but I am definitely working to get better at that, because I know that's what God's desire is for me, and I know that's what's going to be a blessing to my husband. God bless you and have a great day.